Good morning and happy Friday to you guys. It's 9 a.m. in London, and welcome to another edition of 600 Seconds of Trading. My name is Alejandro Zambrano, Chief Market Analyst with TradeCaptain.com and Amana Capital. And as we usually do, Monday to Fridays at 9 a.m. in London, I'm going to provide you guys with a quick update on markets such as the Euro, Bitcoin, crude oil, gold, and crude oil and the DAX 30. Let's begin. And before we start, as always, don't forget to check out the risk disclosure statement here at the bottom, especially if you're new to trading. Why? Because I'm going to conduct live technical analysis, and I'm going to provide you guys with some ideas of where I think the market is headed. But this doesn't mean that it's buy or sell recommendations from my side. And as well, when we trade, even though I've been trading for a long time, doesn't mean that I'm always going to get it right. So with this in mind, investing in financial products is unfortunately risky, and there's a general risk they will lose more than our invested money. Now let's begin with the Euro. So it's not just a happy Friday or a Friday, we're also having a breakout. And as you know, I've been bullish here since we traded above this high, and we said it can go to the upside. Then I was trading here, I said it could either break or it can go down, and if it goes down, I think traders gonna look to buy. And I said they're probably gonna buy at 1951 all the way down to 1812, which is a slowdown here. You can now see as well how we're breaking to the upside here. So clever traders that follow the trend are most likely adding to their long positions here. Of course, when you add to a position, there's more risk to it. However, what's happening here is that we could reduce the key level now. So instead of having a risk of more than 100 pip here on that view, now the risk on, say, the first position is just 58 pip plus another 192 pip on the second position. And the idea here is that this market is probably gonna try to rally to the upside. So there's no real change here. If it goes down a little bit to the breakout level, maybe even a little bit lower, I think traders are going to look to buy. And for now, my new key level, which is really the only change here to this outlook, is down here. So I'm bullish above this low. Gonna fail most likely, but as long as trade above this low, I think the market might head to 122, 122.46, and then maybe a little bit lower and then a little bit higher. As well, I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday I published a little update. Don't forget to check out TradeCaptain.com, the homepage for news. And here I did update yesterday. If you click here, sentiment, you can see here how traders are positioned in the markets. And you can see here how in the euro dollar, traders were, a majority of them were short. And if you look at the New Zealand dollar as well, people are short. Look at the Aussie dollar, 73% of people are short. And if you look on the pound dollar, 71% of people were short. In the case of the dollar CAD, a majority were long. In the case of the dollar Swiss franc, a majority were long. But because here the dollar just comes first, this just tells me that people are all just very long dollars. They're all betting on the dollar to soften. And with the help of that information, because we know the retail trader tends to get it wrong, the average retail trader that is, I was anticipating this break to the upside. So far all good. Again, breaking to the upside could potentially head to the upside. Alright. Now here's the price of Bitcoin, and here I've been bullish since we reached these levels down here. The market moved to our advantage, but now it's under pressure again. And as I said yesterday, as long as it's trade above 11,919, the trend is going to be bullish, and I do think this market could head to the upside. However, though, it looks to me that we're going to converge between these two lines for longer, and it can easily take, I mean, this is a 4-hour chart, so it can easily take a few more days until we have some sort of break here. I think changes will come, and they will happen maybe already by mid next week. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but some of the bigger exchanges like Bitfinex in Hong Kong, they have closed the doors for new clients, and it's literally been closed for a month. But they have said at least that on January 15th they were going to open the door again for people to open and create new accounts. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, But if it would happen and we see influx of new traders, then that could easily be something that could lift this to the upside. For now, from a purely technical perspective, as long as you're above 11,919, I see no reason to change the bias. It's a calculated setup here. The risk is about 20% to 19. If we go to the high, that will be 32%. Look to make more than we're actually losing. And obviously, it breaks to new levels, then that risk reward ratio becomes just better and better. On the other hand, spike below here, trade below, and kind of establish ourselves down here. So not just spike, but establish ourselves down here. Then I think this market could head to the downside. I wouldn't sell, but I think if one is long, this is something one definitely needs to take into consideration. Here's the price of crude oil, and crude oil rallied above the high here yesterday, but as you know, I've been looking for a pullback. Now the market did rally, and I think because it didn't have any sort of like rest or a break before pushing to the upside, I think you can see here that traders are actually I think they're a bit fatigued, so that when they went to the upside, some traders took profits, which is very common when it looks like this. And I think now, the way this looks like, it looks to me that these weak hands here are probably going to be stopped out. And I think we can have, when you took out one low, one support area, the market tried to reach the next support area. And the next support area is down here, but you have also these prior resistance levels, which I suspect are going to turn into support. So I am bullish, but not from these levels down here. I do think we need some sort of a pullback, and I'm going to be bullish from around 62.41, and as long as you're above 61. Here's the price of gold, and gold, probably because what's going on with the euro, New Zealand dollar, and all of that, the market is heading to the upside. Now, this levels here could have acted as some sort of a breakout. But I don't actually like that. I like the euro. I think that makes perfect sense. Here, we are in a bullish uptrend, but we're dealing with a very congested overall trend. You know that if you've been following me over the last few days and weeks. And yes, we are seeing continuation of this uptrend. And we just took out this high, so we'll probably try to reach, and probably will reach 13,000, so 1,334, maybe then a little bit higher. But I don't actually like this idea. I think going long at a breaker here doesn't make too much sense. Rather, I suspect we might have some pullback, and if we have that pullback, then yeah, we could potentially head a little bit higher. I want to be bullish above 1,307. Finally, this is the DAX, and the DAX is correcting. Let me just hide some of this stuff here. So the DAX is correcting, and the overall trend is bullish, or I see it as bullish at least, above this low here, which is 12,732. And I took a fib from this low to this high. We reached the first fib so far. I think though, because it's very choppy like this, it could probably try to trade much lower before heading higher. So I'm looking for a level between the 50% and the 61% correction level. That will be pretty much 13,021, and then from these levels I suspect the market could rally to the upside. Down here, traders are buying here. They have a risk of about $2.2 or 2.3%, and then if it goes to the upside, they can potentially make 2.98, and obviously if we head to the upside, it could generate even better risk rewards ratio. And that, guys, is today's general update of the German DAX and all the other markets. We do have some interesting stuff coming up. In 4 hours, we're going to look at the US retail sales and consumer price index. I'm not sure if it's going to be a lot of fireworks and too much action, but if you are trading dollar pairs, then join me for this. It's free to join. You just need to register and become a member of Trade Captain, which is free. And when you sign up once, you have access to all these other webinars as well. If you are a client of Amana Capital, then we have just introduced a weekly Q&A session. So every Thursday at 1 p.m. We do here in the premium section. So when you log in here, if you log in with your Amana Capital logins, that will be your email and your password, then you can join me here. It's a very intimate, small setting. People ask questions. In this one, I think you can check this out. I think this is something that could interest everybody. It's a good, if you haven't, it's a good way to refresh, basic skills about trading. It's not about what a pip and so on is. Rather, we're going to look at the top Forex trading patterns, all right? So we're going to look at things like classic stuff like what is the double bottom, how do we calculate stop level, profit taking, rectangle bottoms, the scallop, ascending and inverted patterns, the diamond tops, triangles, flags, pennants, head and shoulders. So we're gonna look at all of these, which are quite nice and neat little patterns that do provide some structure to the trading. Out of all of these, my own personal favorite is the head and shoulders. I think most people know about them, but you have all the other stuff here that are good and relevant and does help again to let us better know where do we put a stop loss, where do we book a profit, where do we enter. So feel free to join, click on education, webinars, and all the live trading sessions. You sign up once and you have access to them. However, these ones you need to sign up, but once you have registered within the actual premium section, you just click on whatever webinars you want, so you don't have to put all your details in again. And that's it, guys. Have a great day and a good weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to retweet and share. I'm just gonna see as well here before I forget if there's any questions or any good mornings. Basilius is here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, sir. Happy Friday to you, and thank you so much for watching, and everybody else as well. Have a good weekend. Thank you.